Like stuff.
Season 2 is called Rise of the Bounty Hunters.
Yes.
It's called 5 episodes of Bounty Hunters.
Oh, I think more than 5. I think more than 5. Very good. Yes, you can finish your question. Go ahead. Is there an overall theme? Is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
The overall theme to season 3 is totally awesome. It's better than season 2 at one. So, but thank you. Hello, Anakin.
My question is, earlier in season 2, like later in the season, we see a hologram of the episode 3 clone armor. Are we gonna see any of that in season 3?
You're observant. I like putting things like that in the episodes to see how on their toes everybody is. You obviously are being a very good Jedi student. We are going to evolve into the new armor. What you see in the trailer is an ARC Trooper. It's an early ARC Trooper. There were guys training on Kamino that were always testing out various types of armor improvements that the clones might get. Rex isn't actually always convinced that those armor improvements are improvements. He likes the equipment he has, but you will see some different clone helmets in season 3, but we aren't shifting completely to the phase 2 armor yet, but we're showing a progression in that direction as you have noted.
One, was your hat used as inspiration for Cat Baby's hat?
No, his hat's wider and lower. It really is more like Lee Van Cleef's hat. I mean, you did a bunch of different hats.
Yeah, well, you did a hat first. I mean, Cat Bane is one of those characters we pretty much knew straight away. It's funny, Cat Bane, some characters can take as long as 2 weeks to design. Cat Bane pretty much took a day. Like we showed George 6 drawings in one day, he picked one and that was it. So,
Cat Bane's one of those characters that since he requested it and he described a guy in a cowboy hat, you know, he described Boba Fett like gauntlets, that he was a Duros thing. So when Killian and I sit down to do that, we definitely took it back to George. We rarely do that with designs, but for that one we did. I don't know, maybe he was staring at my hat when he was coming up with it, but I kind of doubt it because it's more bent up cowboy hat.
And my second question is, what was your reaction when George Lucas wanted to do a tribute to Seven Samurai?
The Bounty Hunters episode.
Yeah, the tribute to the Seven Samurai that George wanted to do. I mean, I always knew that he was a big student of Kurosawa, so it's like anything. It's a real privilege to be a part of that. George himself wanted the in memory of Kurosawa put at the beginning of the episode, and yeah, I mean, what a thrill. To this day, that stands out as such a great piece of filmmaking because it's funny, it's got action, it's tragic. You know, if you're into Star Wars at all, you should definitely be versed in the works of Akira Kurosawa. Just last week, George and I were talking about The Hidden Fortress. Thank you very much.
For my question, would it be okay if I did my own impersonation of General Grievous before I ask my question?
Yeah!
It's just, I don't want the child from Matthew Wood. He can keep it. It's just in tribute.
Okay.
Could you call this one?
I'll keep that in mind.
Can you hear that?
Yeah!
Season 2. It's our chance finally to make more appearances in season 3.
Well, I think as you can tell from the trailer that Grievous does make an appearance in season 3 and perhaps more. I mean, one of the things that when we brought a lot of bounty hunters in, it made some of our other villains take a back seat, namely Ventress, Dooku, even General Grievous. So we've tried to strike out a better balance, and you'll see more of both Ventress and the good general in season 3, so you should be quite happy.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I know you did. Work on that cross, too. Little lozenge.
As an artist myself, I can't get enough of looking at the concept art. I own the limited edition book for season 1. So my question is, are we going to see season 2, season 3, season 4 books?
I would love that. That is a great question for Lucas licensing.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I mean, all that stuff, but you saying that actually probably sends that a long way to making it happen because everything, it's like anything, you know, if people want it, and we'll definitely get that out there. I can't promise that. I can't make these kind of promises, but you know, the artists sure love it when we get to do it, and we're glad that we enjoyed it still. That was a nice work for us to do that.
I will point out, though, if you're a fan of concept art and you picked up the season 1 DVD set, there's a fantastic booklet of concept art, and that same thing is going to continue with the season 2 box set that comes out in October.
That's a great point. Season 2 has an even better art book inside it, so like a 2-for-1.
Keep it coming.
Thanks, man.
Why does Cad Bane have a lightsaber?
Oh, you're asking a season 3 question.
I just want to point out how brave it was to take questions after we showed that video.
Oh, yeah. Bring it. I'll show you more. Ask me more. Why does Cad Bane have a lightsaber? You know, there's a guy walking around. In fact, he might be in this room. His name is Stuart Lee. He's an episodic director for me. And he directed the episode where that happens. That wasn't in the script. And Stuart felt very strongly that that scenario could occur. And because Stuart's been probably one of my most loyal Jedi Knights, I allowed this situation to happen. So here's the thing. You'll be here next year. You'll be a year older and a year wiser. You'll actually know what the context is, and then we can finish this talk then. Well, I can't answer that directly right now. My tricks don't work on me.
If you just, before you go on to your next question, sir, I've got something here in the front. You know, actually, we can't hear you, so if you could come up here, that would be great.
It's a trap. What is this?
Hello, everyone. My name is Craig Landon from Guinness World Records.
Okay.
And I'm excited to say that Clone Wars has actually made it into this year's Guinness World Records.
Wow.
What's the record for? It's the highest animated sci-fi on TV.
Highest rated animated sci-fi on television.
Well, thank you. That's a complete shock.
It's always nice to have surprises in these panels, even for the panelists. And we can continue with the questions, so while Dave searches for words. We've got 5 minutes, so yeah, let's take a couple more.
First of all, congratulations on that. My question was, I'm a big fan of all the the Star Wars, the art of books, like for the original trilogy and the prequels. And I noticed, and I'm an art student, I noticed when watching, particularly season 2, you see a lot of the old like Ralph McQuarrie and Joe Johnston concepts. Like, seems like kind of like mined them from those books and found ways to incorporate them into the series. But I think it's just awesome. Some of those are just fantastic designs that they just didn't find ways to use in the movies at the time. I was wondering what inspires you to use those designs. Like, how and when do you pick? Like, I remember I think it was an episode this season. Anakin is in a shuttle, and I think it was a shuttle, an unused design of the Emperor's shuttle, Return of the Jedi. And it was an awesome design, but they went like the more they went the more angular design in the final film. How do you pick which designs to use from like the 70s and 80s and the prequels, and when you incorporate them into the show?
It's because we like them. Yeah. I mean, really, that's the dirty secret. I mean, I already know they're kind of George Lucas approved. And when I was a kid, I mean, we all had those little floppy art books. They were like sketchbooks back then. And there was a ton of stuff that we thought, wow, that's awesome. And yeah, very greedily, I like to bring them up onto screen, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the only really hard thing is picking which one to use. You know, that's probably the toughest part of it, because they're all so good. But yeah, any chance we get, we go back and it's true for costumes and stuff too. You know.